Hello everyone, this is Sonia Munjal and I welcome you all to my channel Social Minds. Through this video, we are going to study Geography Chapter 3, Our Changing Earth. In this chapter, we will read how the surface of the earth is changing constantly. So, we start with this lithospheric plates. The earth crust or lithosphere consists of several irregularly shaped plates. Now this you can see in this picture, this irregularly shaped plates. Now you can see that none of the plate has a regular shape. These are very irregular. And these plates carry continents and ocean floor. And these are called lithospheric plates. Now students, if you remember the second chapter, in second chapter I told you about the three layers of the earth, and the crust is the outermost layer of the earth, which is made up of continental crust and oceanic crust. It means that crust has the continents as well as the ocean floors. So that crust is also called as lithosphere, and this lithosphere is broken into a several number of plates, so that are called the lithospheric plates. Now the lithospheric plates move around very slowly, just few millimeters each year. These plates are not static and they are always moving, and their movement is very slow and gradual. For example, this is our country, India, and the plate on which India is situated, that moves by a few millimeters each year towards north. So the movement is there, the movement of the plates is there, but that is very slow. Now the question arises, why the plates move? Why do the lithospheric plates move? Although that movement is slow, but why do they move? Now this is because of the movement of the molten magma inside the earth. We know that in the mantle and the core the magma is there, and that magma is in the molten form. This molten magma inside the earth moves in a circular manner. Like this you can see in this picture. This is the molten magma, this is the core, and from the core this molten magma rises upwards and then moves downwards after cooling. So this upward and downward moving of the molten magma makes the movement of the molten magma in a circular manner. And this I can explain you with the help of an example also. Suppose if we put a small colored paper palette in a beaker or in any vessel, and that half filled with water, and if we put that vessel on a flame, when the water warms up, you will observe that the paper palette is moving upward along with the warm layers of water, and then sinks back along with the cooler layers of water. And in the similar manner, the molten magma moves inside the earth. Due to the core, the magma gets heated and rises upward and moves downwards after cooling. So the magma moves in a circular motion. So when the magma moves in a circular motion, due to that plates move. Now we know that the plates move, which causes the movements on the earth. So the movement of the plate causes changes on the surface of the earth. जब प्लेट्स मूव करेंगी तो अर्थ सरफेस पर वो चेंजेस लेकर आएंगी. These movements on the earth's surface are divided on the basis of forces which cause them, and that forces are endogenic forces and exogenic forces. And when we talk about the origin of these two words, now this genic means origin, means from where the force comes. Now first is endo. Endo means inside, means these are the forces which comes from inside the earth surface. Now exogenic means these are the forces which act on the surface of the earth. So the forces which act in the interior of the earth are called as endogenic forces, and the forces that work on the surface of the earth are called exogenic forces. Now, this table is basically focuses on the evaluation of landforms. And this we know that there are the two forces which are responsible for the bringing changes on the earth surface. Now today we will talk about this endogenic forces only. About the exogenic forces in the next lecture I'll take. Now this endogenic forces. These endogenic forces are sudden forces. Means they produce sudden movements. Like sudden movements which means the movements or the sudden forces which brings changes in the landscape, like landslides occurring in the mountainous area, or the volcanic activity in a specific area, or that is also a sudden. And same is with the earthquake. And these forces could be diastrophic forces as well, means slow and gradual. And for this we can give the example of the formation of mountains or the building mountains. For example, the formation of Himalayan range, the formation of Alps range. So that formation of the mountain ranges are also the result of which force? Endogenic forces. And these endogenic forces in the form of earthquake, volcano and landslide causes mass destruction over the surface of the earth. Now, volcano. Volcano is the result of endogenic forces. Now, volcano erupts when the inner material. What is that inner material? Magma. So, when the magma flows out, that is called the volcano. So, volcano is a vent or a opening in the earth crust through which molten material erupts suddenly. Again this word suddenly, because endogenic forces are sudden forces. एकदम से जो अचानक से जो हो जाती हैं. So now what is vent? This is an opening area from which the magma comes out. Lava. Lava, the molten material which comes out. See, this is the molten material, and when it comes out, this molten material is called magma. So when this magma comes out on the earth's surface, it is called lava. Crater. Crater is like a lake formation. Means this is that area, or you can say a kind of lake formation. Once the material has erupted, the size of this hole is increases, and it is known as crater. This magma chambers. Magma chamber. Now this magma chamber is the basic compartment of all the activity, of all the material that flows in or that flows out the earth surface. And these are the material which comes out on the earth surface when the volcano happens. And this crust and mantle are the layers of the earth surface. Now the next is earthquake. Now when the lithospheric plates move, the surface of the earth vibrates. अर्थक्वेक को हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं भूकंप. भू मीन्स धरती और कंप मीन्स कंपन, कि जब धरती में कंपन आता है तो उसको हम भूकंप कहते हैं. सो व्हेन द प्लेट्स मूव, ड्यू टू दैट मूवमेंट द सरफेस ऑफ द अर्थ वाइब्रेट्स एंड these vibrations are called earthquakes. And when the earthquake happens, the seismic waves occurs, and that seismic waves are of three types: P waves, which are called longitudinal waves, and these waves can travel through solid and liquids, and they are the faster of the three seismic waves. Then S waves. S waves are transverse waves and they can travel through solids only. Then L waves. L waves are surface waves and they are much slower than the P waves and S waves, but their amplitude is much higher than the P waves and S waves, so they are more destructive than the P waves and S waves. So in this, these are actually the seismic waves. So when the earthquake occurs, these seismic waves radiate out in all direction from the epicenter. Now let's see what is focus and epicenter. The place below the crust where the movement starts is called the focus, and the place on the surface of the earth above the focus is called epicenter. Greatest damage is usually closest to the epicenter. Now let's see these terms with the diagram. Focus. This is the point from where the earthquake occurs, and it is the origin of the seismic energy. See in both the diagrams, focus is inside the earth's surface. Clear? So perpendicular to this focus point, in both the diagram you can see that perpendicular to this focus point the epicenter is on the earth surface, and from this epicenter the waves radiate out in all directions. Clear? So on the earth inside the earth surface it is focus from where the earthquake origin, and on the earth surface it is epicenter from where the earthquake occurs. Now see the intensity of the seismic waves. As the seismic waves move away from the epicenter, they become slow, and the waves which are closest to the epicenter would be the strongest. So the intensity of the waves gradually reduced when the waves move away from the epicenter. That's why it is said that the greatest damage happens near the epicenter. Now measurement of earthquake. Earthquake is measured with a machine called a seismograph. Now this seismograph is also origin from this seismic word. So earthquake is measured with a machine called seismograph. This is a machine, and the magnitude of the earthquake is measured on Richter scale. That varies, the magnitude varies from 0 to 9 on the Richter scale. If the earthquake is of 2.0 magnitude only, that can be felt only a little bit vibrations we can feel if the earthquake is of 2.0 magnitude. And an earthquake over 5.0 can cause damage from things falling, and a 6 or a higher magnitude is considered very strong and classified as major earthquake. Now in your book a case study of earthquake is given, that earthquake hits Bhuj at measured 6.9 on Richter scale, and that happened on 26th Jan 2001. So in this the school was affected. At least 971 students and 31 teachers are feared to have lost their lives following the collapse of school buildings. Then the Bhuj relief effort blighted, destruction of Bhuj, phone lines, water pipelines, power station, transmission lines were knocked out. These were the after effects of the earthquake. Then fire in the city, hundreds of fires started as charcoal cookers overturned, and emergency was declared in quake zone, and even the president declared a state of emergency. And the CM appeals to the center for the financial help. So this is the case study of earthquake. Now some important tips for preparedness, means if earthquake occurs, where to take shelter during an earthquake. Now there are certain tips that you must recognize. So whenever you are first of all, to locate the safe spot. Whenever you are standing against a corner of the wall, the inside most region is the safest, because when there would be a kind of wall that is falling, it would be towards the outer side. So if you are inside a room or inside a closed space, the safest area is standing close to the corner. And then under a kitchen counter or under the table would be the another certain safe spaces. Then stay away from. We should always stay away from fireplaces or the areas around chimneys, windows that shatter, including mirrors and picture frames. Then be prepared, means if someone is living in the earthquake prone area, then they should know about the mitigation measures what they have to take when the earthquake comes, and they should also spread awareness amongst their friends and family members and face any disaster confidently. So this is all about the today's topic, and in the next video I'll come up with the exogenic forces. So stay tuned, and till then keep learning and have a nice day.